let's go back to our project panel and we are going to create a new comp which will contain all of our shots. So let's create a new composition and call that. Okay, let's go back to our project panel and we are going to create a new comp which will contain all of our shots. So let's create a new composition and call that Welcome to After Effects. Let's hit OK. And now we just need to drag in all of our shots. So we'll drag in Welcome, drag in 2, and we can drag them into the composition window or into the timeline. Doesn't really matter. We want to drag this one over so it starts 1 second in. So we have Welcome 2, then drag in After Effects and have that start right here, 2 seconds in. And now we have Welcome to After Effects. Excellent. Now, just like regular layers, compositions, we can trim the start and ends too. So say if we thought there was maybe too many frames of hand at the beginning here, we could find where maybe the second image of hand starts and click and drag to trim the front of that layer. Then drag it across so our icon would be revealed a little bit sooner. There we are. I think that works maybe a little bit better. Welcome to After Effects. Yeah, I like the timing for that. Now we're ready to render. So all we need to do here is go up to Composition, Add to Render Queue. And when we do that, it opens up our render queue here, and it is a queue because we can add multiple compositions to this, hit render, and it will render them all in whatever order we put them in. Now we just want to render one composition, so no need to add any more. Now we have a few options here. We have render settings. Currently says best settings. We have a little drop down menu here where we can choose other settings. We click on best settings, it gives us more options. Now best settings sounds pretty good. It sounds like the best settings to have, and 99% of the time I render with best settings. The only time I haven't is when I want to render at a lower resolution. And I've only done that if I was working on a really big job that was going to take a long time to render and I needed to send a render to the client. So instead of spending the last hour of the day rendering, I would only spend the last half an hour of a day rendering. So I'd get more time to animate. And the client normally doesn't care if they're watching a half resolution video while she's still working on it. Best settings for us is OK, so let's hit OK. Then we have output module. And we have another drop-down menu of some common outputs, and you can make custom templates for your own here as well. Now, for most cases, I would recommend outputting at a H.264. H.264 is the name of the codec, and it is essentially the best compromise for high quality with smaller file size. The MPS at the end is the only difference between these three options. That's the bitrate. The higher the bitrate, the higher the quality, and the larger the file size. For us, we can choose 40 megabytes per second. We probably don't need a bitrate that high. But it's only 5-second animation. It's not like the file size is going to be too massive. Now, other options I do think you should know about is high quality. That is a good one if you aren't going to upload this directly to somewhere like YouTube or online. If you are going to be placing it into another edit, which is then going to be rendered out and compressed, you kind of want to have as few stages of compression as possible. So you can render it out as high quality. Lossless will not compress it at all, but your file size will be absolutely enormous. I'm talking gigabytes for a few seconds. So if you want the highest quality possible, choose that. And high quality with alpha is great if you have any sort of transparency in your file that you want to keep. If you have any sort of blank areas that you want footage to be seen under when you add it to an edit. But for us, let's go to H.264, match render settings, 40 megabits per second. And then output 2, it is not yet specified. This is just the output folder. So let's select this. I'm going to render it into the renders folder, and I'll keep its comp name Welcome to After Effects, save it, and then hit render. You'll see the bar fill up, and then we'll get a nice satisfying chime, meaning we're done. And if we go to that folder, we can see our animation is here, and we can watch it. Now, we have learned a lot in this short time about the most important features in After Effects, and we have only just scratched the surface of what's possible.